catchweight matchup of 140 pounds. You got Cory Sandhagen taking on 𝗷𝗂𝗵𝘁. Of course, 𝗷𝗂𝗵𝗵 coming up here on short notice after 𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁 pulled out of the fight due to a injury. Of course, 𝗷 was supposed to fight in 2 weeks there on that UFC Boston card, so I'm sure the UFC threw a nice little offer at him to get him to take this matchup. Of course, he is a minus 280. He's a plus 280 betting underdog. Cory Sandhagen, minus 360 on the betting side. Now we look on the DraftKings side of the equation. Cory Sandhagen is $9,300, $23 on FanDuel for 𝗷𝗂𝗵𝗁. He is $6,900 on DK and $13 on FanDuel. And Pete, it's been a long time since we've had a underdog in the main event on the FanDuel side of the equation that's less than $15.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not really my platform. That's your platform, but I can see why. And for me, I really, really like Cory Sandhagen here. I think that Cory Sandhagen is one of the most elite fighters within this division. I really like 𝗷𝗂𝗵𝗵 personally. Fought on several cards with Rob. Always rooted for Rob. Picked Rob countless times when he's been an underdog, countless times in general. I mean, Jason and I are always backing Rob from a betting and DFS standpoint. Made us look really smart against Adrian Yanez. And I just really like him in general. I don't necessarily like what I've been seeing. And in his past 2 fights, he's taken a ridiculous amount of damage. Past 3, I should say. The Jose Aldo Marlon Vera fight. His chin checked out against Adrian Yanez, and he was able to, throw a great combination and hurt Yanez following up with some ground and pound. The issue here is not the change in date. I do think that a fight against Song Yadong was extremely difficult as well. He's looking at his career. He's trying to catapult to the top. And I do think that he is one of the most legitimate fighters out there, especially from a boxing standpoint in MMA. He has great hands. I worry about the variety and versatility of Cory Sandhagen, of how he can mix everything up so well. He blends it from both stances. He's been incorporating takedowns. He's been looking like a legitimate champion. And I was excited to see him test himself against Umar Nurmagomedov. And now we get to see him go out there and look for a third fight in a row, third victory in a row. Victories over Song Yadong and a dominant victory over Marlon Vera, despite the split decision tag. Don't really understand that one judge's opinion. But I really think that Cory Sandhagen's a fantastic spend-up option. I don't mind the price at $9,300. I think it's warranted given his volume, given the takedown upside, and even finishing upside over 𝗷𝗂𝗵𝗵. I like Rob. I'm going to root for Rob. I'm always a Rob guy, just like last weekend when I was talking about how I was picking Justin Gaethje, but personally, I was rooting for Dustin Poirier. I'm not going to let my bias get in the way here. I think that Cory Sandhagen is going to win this fight in a very dominant fashion. The only thing is if Rob's able to absorb damage and, stay active and basically make it to minute 25, the price tag's broken given his nature of absorbing damage and still, scoring well. I just think that Sandhagen is a fantastic spend up at $9,300. So the pick is Sandhagen, $9,300. I'm going to say I think he's going to get a TKO, Jason. I think it's going to be round 3.
Yeah, I was telling P right before the show, there's actually a lot of things I like over on Prize Picks this week. And one of the props I like really the most is that under fight time on Cory Sandhagen at 22.5. I would say go in and place that one now because I feel like that number is going to decrease. And like you, I think that it's probably is a fight that ends via, second, third round-ish. And one of my thoughts in terms of this card, and we're going to talk about, the co-main event here in a second, is I think a lot of us are going to say, okay, would you rather have a Cory Sandhagen at $9,300 or spend $200 more to get to Tatiana Suarez because of the grappling upside? And one of the things that all these years that we've done the show together, the one thing you said is in these 5-round fights, the last thing you want is a 3rd round finish.
Yeah, it is true. I do think that the ceiling is higher for Sandhagen because of the 25-minute potential, because of his introduction of takedowns to his game. I think that Tatiana Suarez is in a fantastic matchup as well to catapult her career with a big name against Jessica Andrade with a clear grappling upside and advantage in the matchup. The issue in the debate for me is, does she need more than one takedown? And we're going to get to that, but I feel like she might not. If she gets a takedown, I think it might be over. If Andrade is able to get back to her feet, then we're looking at one of the best takedown city potential, fighters on the entire slate. But given the security of 25 minutes, I'm still going to prioritize getting to Cory Sandhagen at 9,300.
And if your thought process is that you think this thing can last 25 minutes from a cash game aspect, I do not mind getting to Rob Font, because at 6,900, I mean, at that point you can, because when I hand built my first couple of lineups, I wasn't having difficulty, and I was like, this should be harder. And I found developing lineups to me was just really easy this week. I do look at Cory Sandhagen is one of the 5 fighters that I wrote down as takedown city, because I think he does have that ability to take this one to the ground. And but to me, the pick is going to be Cory Sandhagen. Rob Font, he's a Tampa guy, obviously living up there in the Northeast, but he's from Tampa, so always going to kind of be rooting for Rob. But look, we got to. Sometimes you got to sit here and you just got to be honest about it. Like, Cory Sandhagen's just a better fighter.